2014, we received a letter recently from MDE telling us we had violations of our, let's see, phosphorus at the lagoons for a period from on and off from August to December. Small amounts, and they had recalculated and found that we were in technical violation. Attached to it was a consent order and a reduction of the fines to 3 days at $10,000 each, or a $30,000 fine. This is not untypical of MDE to do it that way. They have their Attorney General send a consent order out that's probably 20 pages long. That you'll do this, and this. We sent this on to Mr. Forlini, who's been such a big help with the oil thing. He sees a lot of ironies in it, and he's meeting with Bob and I on Wednesday. I'm not going to make any comment other than that we have received that, and we don't agree with it. I think we're state-of-the-art out there, and I think that if you wait 2 years or a year and a half to tell somebody they're in a technical violation, that's too long.
Can you explain who Mr. Forlini is?
Mr. Forlini is an attorney from Funk and Bolton out of the Baltimore office, who is an expert and once worked for MDE. He's an expert in environmental science, and he is truly helpful to Bob when it comes to analyzing the ins and outs. And I'm not saying that this is right or wrong, but I feel as a town manager that it's excessive, that fines of this nature, they don't help anybody at all. I mean, we try hard to keep our water and sewer rates affordable and to fund and to pay for this state-of-the-art $9 million ENR-BNR facility that we built a few years ago. I think if they stayed on top of things more, then you'd have earlier warning that something wasn't right. Or the calculations for TMDL are pretty much like calculus. So to look in the rearview mirror and say, hey, you had a technical violation. I see someone nod their head, yes, it's nice to see that. It's very complex. And I think Mr. Sykes runs an outstanding operation. And I think any town would be proud to have him. So that's all I'm going to say. The matter is in hand right now.
I have two comments. The hospital thing, just to go back to that now. Is there a clock still ticking about the time they can go without any reading, and it'll be okay?
The clock favors us because they have returned to their normal method of removal, and all the pumps are on and all the recovery.
Okay, that's good.
So it doesn't hurt us to be in a holding pattern. In fact, I actually think it helps a little bit, because if you did that for longer until you found a real solution, one that was safe to the public, then you can go ahead and execute it.
I think it's the fine they levied on us. I wonder what they levy on those people that when their whole thing spills out and they spill thousands of pounds and all over the bag.
That's one of the things that Mr. Forlini is going to look into. He's going to look into the consent orders and the fines for the area around us, a couple gas stations, some others, and also for the bigger entities that have much larger violations. What happened to them? What I hope this isn't, and I don't think politically, but I hope this isn't an effort by the state of Maryland just to raise funds across the state. I did read a similar article in the Baltimore Sun the other day about this sort of tightening up, and I don't think this is the way to do it. The answer to this is to have plants that work the best they can work. And you have somebody and it has to be a willful violation. Can you imagine the thought of Mr. Sykes having a willful violation? That would mean he knew that things weren't right and he just ignored it.
Does it say willful in there?
The law says willful. They can't fine you unless your lapses were willful. So I would imagine there's a change in Attorney General's life. And really, I probably said too much for a layman, but that's what we've received.
You get the feeling they just hope that you'll write him a check and he won't do anything about